Hi guys, this is ChewOnThis, your go-to podcast for thought-provoking discussions.
Oh, let's get started then.
Oh, then. So what? We saying what?
Yeah, well, what are we saying, man?
What was it? Traditional generals. What was it? The R word, which great. Benjamin Mendy from Man City.
And the police
officer.
officer.
And the police officer.
And that mud dirty bungle.
Hey, I couldn't believe that.
No, stop. Are we talking about the American lady?
No.
It's American lady.
What made?
I was chatting about the news today on the BBC.
No, but wait, pull up. What American lady?
No, because I was going to be no, because the American police officer who.
Oh no. Mm-mm.
Wait, pause. What is this? Let's get
The American police officer lady that had basically had half the police station run train on her. She's married.
No, then it wasn't just a train. It was a continuous.
Whoa. Wait a minute.
What are you saying? King's Cross, Paddington, London Bridge.
A married female officer.
Brighton.
Paddington, yeah.
Chew.
To be fair, unless it's at work, I don't see the problem.
And that's the problem. They were at work. There was that's why she got dismissed, and a number of the other ones because they could clock a number of activities, whether it be threesomes and the likes and all the carry-ons were on the clock.
Fair enough.
Her husband took her back.
Husband took her back.
No,
Hold on a minute.
That is dead. That is long. That's not it.
Never in life.
That's not it. That's not it. You can't. That's not.
To be fair to him, yeah. To be fair to the husband, yeah. Let me land.
Isn't it fair? No.
Let me land, yeah. It's gonna be a mad one, right? Everyone's not a virgin, isn't it? Right. So therefore, she may have done that, but it's just extra bodies in it on the count.
No. Listen. Let's be clear, yeah. Everyone's not a virgin. Agreed, right? But to your whole station. No,
she wasn't playing about this.
Right?
Thing.
That means whatever numbers you had prior to joining that force, you multiplied the multiple.
Yeah, no. But what's numbers though? What's numbers got to do with anything though?
Exactly.
Everything.
Supposedly they were in an open marriage. The husband didn't realize they were in an open marriage, but he's since forgiven and he's working on his marriage.
No. First of all, body count does matter. Don't care. We can go into that if we want to divulge. Second,
did you say body count matters or doesn't matter?
100% matters.
Hold on. Wait. Can I ask a question? Does it matter for both parties?
Nope.
Yes, it does.
Nope.
Yes, it does.
Nope.
Yes,
No, it doesn't. Come on, man.
Yes, it does.
It does. Why would it matter? Wait. Why does it matter to both parties?
Easy. It shows you how much you got to pray beforehand. Got to get rid of them spirit ties.
Say what?
How much you got to pray beforehand. You got to get rid of them spirit ties. That's how you invite crazy.
I don't think it has the same effect on both parties.
Absolutely. And let's never forget about pH balances. No, we don't play those games.
I know much about numbers, man.
Right, but the thing is, yeah, like, let's be clear though, yeah. Amanda has to worry about pH balance with that, innit? We ain't gonna worry about that.
You have to if you plan to return.
No, but I'm saying in terms of body count, yeah, for a male species, we haven't got to worry about pH balance, innit? So essentially, yeah, we're all right.
I worry about it. Most people don't even know what it is.
That's fair.
No, but what she's trying to say is you stop being out there slapping your dick everywhere is the reason why we have to worry about pH balance. So if you wasn't doing that, then we wouldn't have to worry about it.
Sounds like a you problem, man.
Oh, is it? Okay.
But all right, but look at this.
Anywho.
Let's be real. Right? The most sought for men on this planet, body counts are through the roof. The most sought for men. What do you think Drake's body count is? Right? It is mad. We don't know, but it's on a mad. He is a highly sought for individual, self-made, a lot of millionaires, billionaires, etc.
No, but you can't. You can't count those people. Those people have special circumstances, right? You're just talking about just normal heads. Like,
all right, let me change it this way. Yeah.
do you know how many butters guys with a bag
Exactly.
be dropping bodies, bro? Just because the bag.
But here the point though. But here the point though. Yeah. Are you saying ugly man with bag of money getting bare gal? He's had to somehow earn his way to increase his body count, right? He's had to either make money, get it through family, whatever it is, to get that.
Become sought after.
I don't, right? To make himself sought after. He may not have no game, ugly as hell, but he still get gal.
Yeah.
Where a woman, not being funny, if you're 25 years old, 30 years old, and you text 100, you text 10 man in your phone, not even 100, say, yo, you know what? It's late at night. What are you saying? Even those that you class as friends, so to speak, yes, see how much man them. You ain't got to earn nothing. You just got to look just how much man them are on.
100%.
So for us to achieve a body count is a lot more hard than it is for a woman to achieve a body count.
100%.
No, wait, hold on. That's a different argument though. But what I'm saying though, what I asked, just generally speaking though,
does it count?
Does it matter? So does a man having a high body count and a woman having a high body count, are both of these things problematic equally?
For a woman, it is. Because
Okay.
I won't. Let me give you an example. Yeah, Lori Harvey. I think she's stunning girl, pretty. Me, I would sleep with Lori Harvey. I would never wifey Lori Harvey.
But based off of, to be honest with you, yeah, you see Lori Harvey though, her body count from what we know of ain't that bad.
But she's 25, bro. We know at least 10.
No, it's not that much.
Bro, let's break it down. P. Diddy, Trey Songz.
Okay, right? No proof on P. Diddy. He was just wooing. Trey Songz, we know that happened.
He didn't sleep with. She admitted she didn't sleep with his son.
Mm-hmm.
But she had the dugga from P. Right? Yes. Google this because we like Google, yeah.
Wait, so when 25 10 man, is that bad?
20 what?
Yes.
25 10 man.
Did you say 25 and 20 man?
25 and 10 man, is that bad?
Oh, shit.
Well, ratio wise.
I'm asking a question. I don't know. Like 25.
I mean, if the legal age, we're talking about legal age is 16, you know, she's 25. So like what one that's like
2 a year.
That's 1.1 almost to a year.
I think her birthday, I think today or something, right? So she's just turned 26.
Yeah, so
okay, she gets an extra year, man.
But yes, let's break it down. You're not able to maintain a relationship with these highly influential men, right? In the legal years, and you've had X amount of man, right? And they're taking into consideration these men are quote unquote, as Uncle Kevin Samuels would have said, high value men, yeah? And you haven't been able to keep one of these man them.
No. You know what, yeah? What I'll say on that,
Let me finish.
Let him land.
Hold on. Let me finish.
Go on, land.
Yeah? Okay, go back. So she's been allowed to legally have sex for 10 years.
Okay.
And she's had an average of, say, 1.2 man that we know of per year. Well, that's a problem. You should be focused on your studying, rude girl. That is a for me, that's a problem because you know what? When she's 35, and that speed of change in body counts increases more than likely, you think you can come to me with that? No.
So at 35, her body count's 20.
It'd probably be worse.
But is 20 bad as a body count?
But man, them no.
Okay, I just need to understand. Okay, wait. Please. What I am struggling with here is the explanation behind it. Can you just give me the why, please?
The why what?
I said it already.
Why 20 is a problem for a woman?
Mm-hmm.
I you see me? Yeah.
Wait. Let Aaron answer. Why is 20 a problem for a woman?
Why is 24? All right. So basically, yeah, I look at it like this. I understand. I look at it like from the age of 16 up to like you can have an average of 2 per year, but there's a caveat in here. There has to be some form of relationship in that process as well. right?
Whoa. Okay.
So if you're cleaning up if your ratio is 2 a year, right? And then I meet you at say 35, and you've been chopping since you was 15, call it, just say 15 to 20 for equal numbers, that's 20 years, yeah. So if you're doing 2 a year, that's 20 man. That's way out. That's way out, yeah. I expect that to be at least no more than about 10, because I expect it to be at least 10 of those years in some form of stable situation.
Bro,
Okay,
that's a lot of math.
Wait, hold on, guys. Okay. Very simple. Okay. Point, evidence, explain. There's 1 mark answers, 2 mark answers, 3 mark answers. And I require a 3 mark answer, which is an explanation. I don't require the point. I don't require the evidence. I require the why.
Why?
Sorry, what's the question again?
Why?
What is the actual problem?
Why are these numbers problematic? I want to know the why.
Right. So the reason why
you know what, yeah?
is
Let
because,
me
wait, hold on, what's that? The reason why it's problematic is because for me personally, right, I don't want to have I place women as such high regard, yeah. And so that whole element of your woman being outside and active with all these other men, yeah, it doesn't make me feel like my woman's exclusive, innit? It makes me feel as though she's just been active and everyone knows who she is, innit? Whereas, and so even though, say, like, if you flip it and say women like men who are flipping able to get gal and all of that. Women like a man who's like that. Yeah. If you was a sneaky guy sitting in the corner, no girls around you, women ain't gonna be interested. So for a man, most men want a woman who knows how to kind of hold it over without having to be so active like that, and not so obviously be sexually liberated, 100%. But doesn't mean that you have to be sexually liberated with 20 guys. Do you know what I'm saying? You can do that in the context of a smaller threshold. That's my explanation.
Okay, so hold on, wait. I just want to clarify. So basically, the reason why women having a high number of body count is problematic because men want to feel like their woman is exclusive. That's the problem. That's the reason why it's problematic.
No, that's only one part of it.
Well, wait. I'm just
summarize.
Wait, I'm
summarize.
Hold on. It was from Aaron's answer.
That's one part of it, yeah. There's several levels to that piece, isn't it? To that puzzle.
Okay, so
however, I'm going to move on and let Will and Conspiracy for the next part. So over to you, Will. Who's going to speak?
God, cut the feed for me.
Yeah, so what's the question again?
No,
is it problematic?
No. Why?
Why is it problematic? I think it says I said, I think it's a mental thing. Like you can't there's an acceptable level of exposure that you'll accept that your partner has, right? Because unless you're going to get with a virgin, yeah, you'd be in total denial if you think your partner hasn't been with anyone, right? But you don't want your partner to have been that exposed where you can end up in a situation where because you know what, yeah, for example, yeah, when you're from different ends, like whatever end you're from, yeah, the fact is, yeah, more time, if you've lived in those ends for time, you've gone through school, like primary school, secondary school, college, thing, right? Now, in that whole journey, you're going to know bare people. You ain't going to be you're not really on a flex where you want to be chatting to man about, yeah, I'll tap that. That's not a conversation you're trying to have with anybody. You know what I'm saying? And so the higher the number, the higher the probability that that's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And man, ain't trying to hear that.
Okay, so again, a summary, yeah? Can I just can I summarize and check? Yeah?
Yeah, go on.
So 2 things. So you said your partner, but it's not 2 ways. So is it that both partners don't want to have people having selected lots of people. It's just problematic for women. And on the second part of that is the problem. So the second part is, so what you're telling me is the reason why it's problematic for women to have a high body count is because men don't want to bump into other men that they've slept with. So basically, if she slept with bare people that you don't know about, it's okay.
No.
So it's not actually the number.
So she kept it geographic.
No, hang on a second.
Wait.
Yeah, go on.
I'm just clarifying what I heard.
Yeah, go on.
Right? So it's not actually the number. It's just the fact that you don't want to bump into anybody else who slept with her.
I mean, the long and short of it, yeah. If you take out like the kind of, I ain't gonna say what I was gonna say.
You don't want to look another man in the face when you have feelings for someone and imagine what he was doing with her that you are now doing with her. That is what it is. It's the ego play. But then what I can't understand and what I don't fathom is how dare you with your very, very common body parts.
Let me answer first.
Let me finish.
Wait. Let her finish.
Your very common body parts that are going everywhere and anywhere for all of the streets. And you want to now come to the exclusive lady. Like, how do you fix your mouth and your conscience and your ego for that to be okay? If women are so important to you and so precious, what it is that your ego is precious. How you see yourself and how other men see you in particular, whether right or wrong, is what is the most important to you. You don't mind that you are for the streets and you're bringing your for the streets and multiple energies over here. You're not thinking about that because you're not trying to do the right thing. It's your ego. But yet you expect that same exclusive woman to walk on a road and have to catch eye with everything that you've been with. Come on now, guys.
But the thing is about that though, yeah, is women, like, maybe I'm wrong for saying this, yeah, but as I said before, women, or not to say that's generalizing, but some women like the thought of a guy who can get girls, innit? And so, like, it comes down to if you're able to kind of, you know, be in a position where you can kind of attract other women, they find that attractive.
But the thing is, yeah, the only other thing I'll add before Con comes in, yeah, it's also age relative as well, right? Like, it's age relative, and also goes into the kind of, it almost goes into that whole the gender kind of role things, isn't it? Like, kind of the gender side of things, right? Like, is, you know, like, bro, we're in the society we're born into, man. It is what it is. I don't make the rules, man. I just live it, right? And so no, but I'm just saying, like, the fact is, there is a perception that women are. There is a bias. It's there, right? And you can't deny it. And 100%, the position is 100% hypocritical. No way, two ways about it, right?
Thank you.
But, right, a guy's still not going to be like...
That hypocrisy suits me, so I'm going to continue with it.
No, the fact is, yeah, it might suit you or whatever, but the fact is, no one's going to turn around tomorrow and be like, actually, you know, yeah, look, it's cool if you run through a couple.
No.
Like,
you mean no men? No.
Huh?
No one. You mean no men? Because women.
You know what's funny? Okay, let me say one thing though. Let me add one thing to that, and then Con can come in 100%. Right? Practice makes perfect, right? I'm saying, practice makes perfect, right? And so some people could argue that, and I'm not saying I'm making that argument. I'm saying some people could argue, yeah, right, that they're getting that practice so that when they meet the one, they're good to go, right? Because there's men in it. There's some of those guys out there. When they meet that one woman,
but William,
wait, let me finish. When they meet that one woman that they want to, you know, like, this is the future, yeah.
Wait.
They're good to go.
No, but William, why can't women also be getting practice in? So when they meet the one, they're good.
You know why? Wait. You know why?
Why?
The chances, yeah, of a woman locking a man because he's dead in a room, yeah, they're high, very high.
I'm confused. What do you mean?
What are you talking about?
I don't understand what you're talking about.
The chances of a woman locking off a guy because he's like literally gunning him because he's dead, yeah, in a bedroom, yeah, they're super high. 100, they're high.
I think you'll find it's higher on the male side than the female side. Because
No, look, on the male side, I think the guy would more than likely what will happen, is that the guy will just will. Anyway, conspiracy.
Here he goes. I feel like facts and figures are coming.
Well, go on, everyone. Anyone want any popcorn?
Come on, I'll just get to the point.
Exactly.
Few things to highlight before anything. Nowhere in history has a promiscuous woman been celebrated in any religion or faith. Ever. Please show me one. Anyone.
Amber Rose.
Right? It wasn't advocated. She was a hoe. Right? Just keep it real, innit? It's never, and I said religion and faith. Right? So it was never, ever has it been promoted or actually celebrated.
What's the name of the prostitute in the Bible who done Jesus's work? What's her name?
Mary Magdalene.
Hold on. Was she promoted? Was it rated and respected? Listen to what I said. Because she's been mentioned, does it mean that her promiscuity was advocated and rated?
None of the promiscuity.
Hear what I'm saying.
Okay. Let me finish. I get what you're saying. Go on. Land.
I've been saying to you, in any biblical reference, right? In any religion, in any faith, has a woman who is very promiscuous been rated and celebrated? Only in today's modern day age.
No. Rewind. There's two questions. No. I'm just going to correct you. I just want to double check your question, right? So
rhetorical.
No. It's a rhetorical question.
It's rhetorical because the answer is no, none.
No. Your question. Which promiscuous man has been celebrated? Promiscuity.
Hold on. Let me. Can I?
No, because that's why I was
allow him to finish.
Because I'm just highlighting.
Land your piece.
Land your piece. That's why I'm checking. Is your question a woman who has been promiscuous
about
or
women?
Promiscuity?
I'm talking about a woman, as I've said multiple occasions, in every religion and faith in existence, we have not seen a woman being promiscuous as being promoted or highlighted as a good thing.
Okay, fine. Go on. Next. Like you ever seen a man do that, but go on.
Next. The challenge to answer your question, I think it was a third-part question. Sorry, the third part to the question which you asked, Aaron and Will, right? Why is it a problem? So, has anyone here heard of pair bonding? Anybody? Nobody?
No, I heard of that.
No.
Right? All right, cool. Right? I know, you can see Mon's face, right? Cool, right? I can understand. It's probably I don't know, whatever. Let me not even go into it. Pair bonding is basically is a psychological, can't remember the other thing as well, where a person, it basically is easier for you to fall in love, maintain a healthy relationship with another person, because with less bodies, you're able to pair bond even easier. For example, I haven't explained it properly, I apologize. If a woman's only been with 2 men, right? Because she hasn't had that much experience with other men, it is easier for her to pair with said man, right? Because she hasn't been, so to speak, tainted with other men, which she starts comparing with. The more men that women are with, it becomes harder to pair bond. What's proven?
I've heard of this actually.
Right? What is proven is that women who have slept with 10 men plus, 11 men upwards, right? It is more likely the numbers drops by 90% for them to be able to maintain a long-lasting, healthy relationship with men afterwards. After they've had so many different men that has entered them over time, it is harder to create a pair bond. So the reason why it is not good for a woman to sleep with so many men, or part of the reason, is because it's harder for them to form meaningful relationships and potentially get married to men. Now, I'm not saying that it can't happen, but the odds are, and the odds get drastically reduced. And a part of that also, that reason is, they say that psychologically, what women start to do is compare different elements, even if it's in their subconscious, from different men to create their own perfect man, so to speak. So when a good man comes up, they may compare, okay, you know what? He doesn't make as much money. He doesn't do this. He doesn't do this. He doesn't do this. And they start formulating their own wants and demands from a man that may not really realistically exist because they've kept on sleeping with more and more men. That's the other thing. The other part to it now is what I was saying earlier. It is easier for a woman to be promiscuous in today's society, right? And for most of history, it has been, right? Because women, as some people in the red pill side will say, are born with their value because they're born, once they hit puberty, they can have children. Us men, I'm assuming, right, Will, Aaron, legacy is very important to us. The only real way we can pass on our legacy, barring which the work that we do, is through children, right? To continue things such as our surname. We are not going to pick a promiscuous woman and a woman who does not make good choices because that's not good for our legacy. So that's a part of the disadvantage of having a woman who's extremely promiscuous. If you're extremely promiscuous, that shows me you don't make good life choices and how that's not attractive to men. So why would I want you? The other part to it is, as you man were saying earlier on, which us men, we are about status. We're about respect. No man wants to know that the person that we've gone down on one knee for, right, we've bowed down and actually proposed to, has been bowing down in different ways to 100 men. Because we're putting you on a pedestal when we got, because when a man proposes, we're only meant to realistically do it once, right? We ideally only want to do it once. We are bound down and we are giving you our monetary value, our surname. These things are monetary value in terms of, obviously, an engagement ring's only a modern day thing, but obviously it's been done in other forms back in the day. We are bowing down and we are proposing to you. So we are humbling ourselves towards our queens. If now this woman is extremely promiscuous and we're saying you're like the best thing ever in the world, but you've got 100 bodies, what does that say about us? And that's a part of the reason why certain men like Will and Aaron, high quality men, won't go for
right. That's what I'm talking about. Go on, Muff.
Okay, cool. So I just want to point out, we're making points here. In order for it to be valid, there would need to be an alternative. So first and foremost, we're talking about promiscuity. So if we are saying that promiscuity is somehow celebrated from one gender to another, then we could use that argument. So if what you're telling me that there's no woman that's been celebrated for her promiscuity, are we saying that men are celebrated for promiscuity? Celebrated for promiscuity. Okay.
Yeah. So
get rated.
Answer that? Is that answer?
In the same biblical example.
Context, yeah. I would like to know which man has been celebrated.
Examples you gave.
Oh, not biblically.
No. We're talking
the Bible. I don't know. I said faiths and religions.
Okay, so please tell me the faiths and religions.
I'm not trying to get done by any form of mad guy, any form of religion here. Yeah? But basically, there's a certain faith out here that allows men to have multiple wives, isn't it?
That's not promiscuity.
That's true. That's legal.
He's legally married.
That's not promiscuity. Do you know what promiscuity means?
I'm just saying, for example. Like,
no. But there's also things out. No, but wait, hold on. But Aaron, there's also things out there where women can do that. That's not promiscuity. So let's talk about promiscuity, because promiscuity is outside of wedlock. So I'm saying, please tell me. He mentioned. I'm going based on what he mentioned. He said religions and faiths where women have been celebrated for their promiscuity. So I would also like to know the religions and faiths where men have been celebrated for their promiscuity.
And history, right? And history. So men of throughout history, it's been proven from cavemen days, men who have resources, status, strong, masculine, have always had, not many, not the average, I'm just talking about the top maybe 10% men, have always had multiple people.
Okay, so let me also debunk that, right? Because it's actually been proven that way back when in ancient evolution, humans were promiscuous. Humans were promiscuous, both of them. There wasn't this judgment attached to it. With the young had sex, right? Men, yes, with multiple women, but girls also were having sex and having babies. They didn't raise those babies. The elders raised them. So both genders were having sex.
Listen, but who were the women having sex with? So the women who were promiscuous, how many different men? No.
Everyone was promiscuous.
In the words of Big Shaq, yeah, check the statistics. Not the statistics. Those women were only sleeping with the alpha males.
No, they weren't.
Men, oh my days, check it. Go,
But hold on, rewind.
What
rewind.
are you
Stop.
referring to?
No, but
Google
Monique,
it,
Monique,
and
Monique,
Google it.
Monique, it don't matter.
It
Whether
does
they were,
matter.
so it doesn't matter.
No,
Whether they
because
were
one
only
man, hold on. Sorry, babe,
alpha
apologies.
males or not,
My
the
fault.
point is they were the
My-
point
my-
is promiscuity wasn't that woman, those girls over there. It's a problem for you to sleep with lots of men.
Wait. Let's just pause. Let's pause for a second. Right? It's because it sounds like we went down a rabbit hole and we got stuck down there. Yeah. I thought the question is about numbers, like your body count, right? So the state, the kind of conditions for that body count is not relevant to the fact that, like, the question is, can a woman have 100, bodies, yeah, and it be okay? In the same way that a man can have 100 bodies and it's okay.
In today's society, anything is possible. And also, I keep hearing this rhetoric over and over and over again that states that real men will never ask you your body count. I hear it over and over. Every time this question comes up on other forums, it's the same thing over and over again. A real man will never ask your body count. He doesn't care. I think that's very interesting.
Where a real man won't ask, bro. A man's not asking body count, not because he doesn't care. It's because he ain't ready for those numbers. He ain't ready for even the conversation.
That's not a real man.
That's nothing to do with real man.
He's not a real man.
Hold on, which might be true. Hold on, William, which might be true. But what I've heard throughout this conversation, right, has been about it's all been about a man's ego. Like, exactly. And so, but actually, let's go back to some of the other points that conspiracy made, right? So first and foremost, we're debunking this whole thing around, because there's this equal quality around religion and whoever. No one has been celebrated for promiscuity in religion or those things. No one's been celebrated for promiscuity. We haven't said people.
Faith, history. No, I said religion. Please, when you go back to the recording, Will, please make sure, right?
No, wait. Because the reason being, yeah, the points you're making, right? No one did celebrate that. Even from a historical point of view, it's just a case of people, or let's say it's been known that women are attracted to people with status. That's it, right? That happens, right? But that's not
celebrated.
That's not a celebration. That's just what happens,
it's also
right?
the reason why I double checked your question. I said, "Are you talking about? If you're talking about men who've been promiscuous and celebrated, yes, 100%. Which is why I double checked your question. Are you talking about them being celebrated for them being promiscuous, or the fact that they've been promiscuous and celebrated? That's why I double checked the question. So that's out of it. One. What was the other points that they made? Okay, so let's talk about bonding. Right, let's talk about the pair bonding, because that works both ways. That works both ways, right? That it does. Of course, it does work both ways. So hold on. To William's point. So what you mean to tell me is men don't have sex with women and compare?
No, 100%. I think
so
the thing is,
when a woman that bonding thing works both ways, and I agree.
I can imagine it. I can imagine it works both ways.
And I agree with you. And the other point of this is, I agree with you 100%. Yeah, that what women start doing is comparing. Right, which changes the decisions that they make. But you can give data and statistics, and you can read it in various different ways. So you might want to read it as though to say, oh, now women can't have. No, they can. What we do is rather than now just accepting the fact that you slept with two deggy men and that's the rubbish, you've now got something to compare, and you don't accept substandards. A lot of the reasons why these things are happening now is that there's been masculinity that's come through this, yeah, and what a misogyny that's come through whole of these things. And what's now happening is women are not accepting substandards. And it's very interesting, yeah, that all of the points that you have made about why women, right, shouldn't have a high body count has actually been about you. It's been about men. It's been about men, except for the points that conspiracy tried to bring up and make it seem like, oh, now that we've got choices and we can see the difference between people, we are now somehow disregarding quality men. No, we now have the ability, we've now got a range of things to see, and we don't have to accept substandards. And that's what's happening moving forward. Because I need you to provide me something that's not about you, men, and your ego, that genuinely provides me with a reason why it's problematic.
But the thing is, look, I think some things, it's like I think in this world, there's so many kind of unwritten rules, right? There's a lot of them. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, a man opening a door for a woman, open your own door. But it happens because, you know what I'm saying? It's an unwritten rule that's being a gentleman. Do you understand? So yes, it's hypocritical for mandem to worry about numbers, right? Because it doesn't apply the same to men. But the fact that's the reality we live in, man. It's not. There's no actual science behind it. The fact is, you're not going to talk to any guy who's going to honestly say to you like, yeah, man, my chick's got 100 bodies and I'm cool with it, right? Unless they're bloody porn stars, right?
No,
Unless they're porn stars or something.
No,
right?
there are plenty of
No, but William, my problem with this is no. This is why it's problematic, right? There are lots of unwritten rules in the world, right? There's things that are written, there's things that I said, right? But that doesn't simply mean we simply accept it because these have been coming from history time and they're unwritten rules. There's lots of things that we have come to realize and see that are problematic, particularly in a world where it has been male dominated. So this whole idea that it's an unwritten world is hypocrisy and you just accept. And again,
wait.
What you're talking, hold on. But again, what you're talking about saying you're not going to find a man who's going to go around and say this. This is about a man's ego.
No, what I'm trying to say is there's no real science behind it. It's just straightforward that the ego. It's the
sorry.
What's that, Aaron?
What Aaron was saying?
What a man's ego is about what a man's preference is. Like,
no. Once again,
let me finish his point. Go on.
You know what I'm saying? So if my preference is that, yeah, I'd rather not have that woman with say 25 partners, yeah. That's my preference.
We're not.
Wait, hang on, Martha. Let me hang on,
Martha.
Hang on.
But hold on, I'm just going to say there's a difference between an individual level. We all have preference. I like someone that's 6 foot, someone doesn't, right? I'm not talking about, so I'm not saying that's right or wrong. So I'm not saying you, Aaron, preferring a girl that doesn't have a high body count is a problem. That's not the question. We are saying here, there's a hypocrisy here. Men can have a high body count, women can't. That's not a preference. We've made a judgment there. We're saying one is right and one is wrong. That's not a preference.
Look.
And quick question, yeah. If
to my point I'm trying to make, innit? If I was allowed to finish my fucking point.
Yeah.
Okay. What I'm saying is that yes, there is a society of people, men think a certain type of way that women shan't do rah. Yeah, cool, I understand that. What I'm saying is it all eventually comes back to the individual, innit? So I can say to myself, you know what? I actually don't mind women that have had 15, 20 partners. It doesn't bother me. Yeah.
What about 100?
One other hand could say, oh, no, but that does bother me. Like, that's a lot. Contrary could say, I'm on the fence. So, although, yes, what the general consensus is, wherever it may be, like, it then comes back down to the individual as a person.
You know what? Yeah, the tolerance might be different. I.e., you might be like 10 is too much, and I might be like 20 is too much, and Con might be like 30 is too much. Do you understand? But the reason why it's too much is for the same reason. It's purely down to Mandem's like hypocritical ego, right? That's what it comes down to, right? And the fact is, but what I was trying to say is it's not a science. There's no science behind it. The fact is, this is. When I say it's an unwritten rule, it's because if you talk to most men, they're not gonna sit there and be like, yeah, man, I'm comfortable with knowing, not like asking whatever. I'm comfortable knowing that my partner's got this many bodies. Like, do you know what I'm saying? It's not even you want to keep that kind of ambiguity when you're thinking like, yeah, it's like this kind of number, because you're just doing it for your own comfort. Do you understand? But if it was a kind of like you have to record this shit and write it down and you can find it on the internet.
Women can say the same thing about guys though. So
but the difference is yeah, like with men.
Wait, but hold on a second. Women generally speaking, yeah, and I could be wrong for Martha and Monique, but some women don't even care what guys' body counts are. Do you get what I'm saying? Some women don't even care. Some women don't care that man's body count over 100.
No, but most women, again, going back to the tolerances, yeah, like it and it goes back to this whole society thing, right? In society, you have the fact that men, there's a perception of men which allows them certain bandwidth. There's a perception of women which doesn't allow them certain bandwidth. Do you understand? So even looking from a woman's perspective, if a man turned around and said, yeah, I slept with like, I don't know, 50, 60, 100 women, yeah, that person might not look at them like and think like, oh, at least she might look and think, oh, at least it's not 200. I'm cool. Do you know what I'm saying? Where mandem is like, if it's over 10, we're threatened. We're like, what? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we're like, that's too much. where from women's point of view, they expect, or it's not even an expectation, but I'm saying it's not wild for a man to say I've slept with over 50, 60 people and still be accepted and still be looked at like, yeah, you're a man and you're a good catch and thing. Do you know what I'm saying? Whereas a woman, if a woman come out and said like, yeah, man, I've got this many bags under my belt, yeah, then she will be judged by that. Because do you know what I'm saying? Like, if you got with a woman and you didn't ask her the question and you was with her for like 2 years, 3 years, and then she turned around and said, yeah, man, my body count 100, right?
Yeah, but
or 200. I don't know. What are you gonna say though? If she said, "Oh, my body count is 200," yeah,
a whole blood. She's a whole, right?
No, but you've been doing that for 2 years, 2.5 years, 3 years.
As I said before, yeah. As I said before, for a lot of men, and yes, I know Martha was talking about, it's about you lot's egos, etc. Legacy is important for us, right? We like women. Okay, we like women who make good choices. Because if I'm going to turn around and say, look, here's a debit card, just if we're going to traditional roles, gender roles, and a woman stays at home, just for argument's sake, I'm not saying I advocate it, I'm just saying, right? If I'm giving you my debit card and I want you to look after my home, right? While I go out there and slave all day long, I need you to make good decisions on my house. If you've had numerous bodies, you're showing me indirectly, you can't actually make good decisions. So why am I going to want a woman that's been conquered by bear man, right? And it's demonstrating she's not making good decisions in her own life. Because if you've got a high body count, that tells me they ain't got no sense, right? You should be choosing, because you remember, women own the gateway to sex, right? Unless a man's on their foolishness, and you know how I feel about them, bang, right? Women own the gateway to sex. Men own the gateway to things such as marriage and long-term commitment, right? Because we have to go down on one knee and give you that ring, right? Obviously, today they're trying to change it. Martha, you're shaking your head like, is that not true? Do you not have the gateway to sex?
No. My point is no.
Wait, I want. Wait, finish your point. Because I want Mon to come in.
So with that being said, it is easy for a woman to get numerous bodies. If she's not making good choices and gaining entry into her, that is detracting from men. It's not attractive, right, to men. So she's not going to get, if her fundamental goal, and, as human beings, it's shown time and time again, a part of things that's innate within us is actually, partnership between man and woman. If you're showing me you can't actually create those good partnerships, we're not going to want you. Men now, for me to gain sex, I've got to make sure that I look half decent, got a bit of money, I've got status, I've got resources. Where in today's day and age, and even throughout history, right? The knights, etc., generals, army leaders, people of status, it's harder for them to obtain sex, right? And to find a woman.
You know what? I actually co-sign what you're saying, Cons, like, it is about that, that not even about, it's a decision thing. It's a long-term thing. It's a case of, yes, women, it's a case of, women managing the environment they're getting themselves into. Like 100%. I totally agree with that.
Bro, think about it this way, right? Martha, I, as you as a person, as my friend, I can guarantee you don't have a high body count. Because, right? No, hold on. I can guarantee you don't have a high body count. Guess what? You make good decisions. You're a hardworking woman. You value yourself. You respect yourself, right? Are none of those true?
Wait. Quick thing. The thing I get the kind of the theory you're saying, right? I understand it. The issue with it is it sounds very binary, right? And for example, legal age of sex 16, right?
Everyone's a child.
Everyone's a child, yeah. No one's got responsibilities, and no one technically gives a shit about anything, right? So if that boy, if you take a girl and a boy at the age of 16, and they both decide to run riot, right, all the way up until like the 22s, 23, whatever. If they decided to average 3-4 bodies, I don't know, every 4 months or whatever you want to call it, right? There's a point in life where you say, okay, life's going to get serious. Like I'm in terms of the point you're making about making good decisions, right? I know 100% most of us weren't making good decisions until mid 20s, late 20s. Do you understand? Everything before that was you're just living, you're just experiencing life. Do you know what I'm saying? So in that context, at what point like, does the counter start to say, oh, you're making good decisions? If they run riot from the age of 16 to 21, and then at 22, they said, okay, cool, I'm going to get serious with life now, but I've just done 30 bodies, and then keep with one person or two people between now and 30 something, right? Have they, what's the status of them? Have they messed up their life or something?
No, but also the thing is I want to understand why there's such a high responsibility on women. Like, it's that there's two people engaging in sex here, right? No, wait, hold on. There's two people engaging in sex here, right? And often when we're engaging in sex here, there's intimacy, there's emotions, there's things involved. And I want to understand why is there such a high responsibility on a woman then, that if we have sex and get involved, somehow we're making a poor decision. But men doing that exact same thing isn't a poor decision. That's what I don't understand. So men going, and that's my point in this, right? So women, we're here. Why is that a case that, and then you're now going to try and relate and put on this whole process here that women, we make poor decisions because we are having sex with people.
You own the gateway to sex. It is easy. Text 10 men. If us 3 men text 10 women and say, yo, what are you saying? You're coming over tonight? And if
wait. Con. The question is, yeah, why is it a bad decision if a woman does it, and it's not considered a bad decision if a man does it?
And I gave the explanation earlier, because it's harder for her to pair bond with men. If she's had too many bodies, it's going to be harder for her to find a long-standing relationship and potentially get married.
But the counter to that, yeah, is
harder.
How is that your business?
How is it my business?
No, yeah. But it's not. But it's actually not harder. And you're 100%. This is the thing.
Harder. It's factually proven.
No, it's not. No. What's factually proven is that we now no longer simply accept the first 2 men that we come across. What's factually proven? No, because it's how. No. How do you know? No.
This is mad to me. Do not women? So a woman would rather sleep with different types of men to gauge what type of men they want, instead of hold man to a high level of saying, you know what, before you can enter me, rude boy, you need to be on certain kind of level.
Okay, but my point is,
hold on. Because what's happening? Because it's harder for us to gain sex.
Wait. Hold fire. Mon, come in.
I really ain't got nothing too productive to add here. It's the hypocrisy for me. So if we're talking about a fact that we're talking about spiritual bonds and the likes, 100% agree. It's a two-way thing. There is no one person who's more demonized or gets the negative of that situation just based on their sex. It's just not the way it's not the way it works. And if we're talking about spirituality, at the core of it, at the end of it, the soul has no gender, it has no sex. Right? When we leave this mortal plane, all of this is eradicated. However, what I find about men, what really annoys me about men is how quick men are to value
some men. Can we just clarify? Some men, thank you.
The majority of men seem to be very quick on trying to value a woman. And I don't think you understand how disrespectful it sounds. I don't think you understand.
Wait, to do what? To value a woman or devalue?
It's constantly a case of a man trying to tell a woman that because of her, a woman's decisions are fatal. A woman's decisions are unforgivable. A woman's decisions somehow tar her as an entire entity, a entire loved entity, because of decisions she makes, whereas a man can do exactly what he likes, whenever he likes, gets non-stop grace and mercy and forgiveness, and somehow is repairable and somehow forgivable. No, it works 2 ways. On the spiritual plane, it works 2 ways. It goes back and it goes forth. Anything else is your assumptions, your ego, and your carry-on, which is for you. And the women you choose to push that upon. However, what we then do is we then force women into this pick-me culture. So it's either if a woman doesn't agree. So, for example, I have my own beliefs and spirituality behind intimacy. Mm-hmm. But by me vocalizing it, a lot of the time it ends up becoming into near pick-me territory, because then it's used against other women. And that's not what it is for. What another woman does with her body is not my business. I do not care. I can inform I can give you advice and I can tell you how I live, but I do not impose the way that I live on you because you are another unique, blessed, loved human being. And the same thing, and what gets on my nerves so much is you want these pure women, you want this whatnot, and you have no consideration as to what you're bringing to that pure woman. If you truly believe in that, you wouldn't touch her. You wouldn't go near her. You would protect her with your life till she finds her husband. But that's not how it works. You seem to believe that you can come and put your dirtiness everywhere and anywhere. You're okay, but she's not. You're happy to add to her numbers, but then you want to count her numbers. It makes no sense. You are either going to be the authority and the right stepping forward, or you're not. Anything else makes you a hypocrite, and it makes you part of the problem, which is why I don't be judging and why I leave people to do what they're going to do, because I'm not out here trying to rescue man or female hope. It's not my place. I can only show you via example, and I also will not condemn you for it. Anything else is you trying to control me. If you seem to believe that somehow, let's just say I was wild in my teenage years and now I have no value, F you. It's not how this works. I'm still a full human being. I am just as valued as you, and my brain probably works better than yours. So don't you dare try to minimize me for what makes you feel comfortable. It's the hypocrisy for me. It's different if you are willing to abide by the same rules you set for others. Anything else makes you a big ass hypocrite. And the older we get, the stranger you look. So if after 6 men, I have no value, let's just set the criteria. Let's just not deal with each other. Let's not waste each other's time and add negativity to the situation. Do you understand? Because that clears out half of your family. It doesn't make sense. We are not the sum of just 1 or 2 decisions. We are the sum of the step we take forward every day. And if tomorrow you don't want to live like that, that's not what you don't want to. If tomorrow you do want to live like that, that's on you and how you look in the mirror. But another human being has no damn right to come and tell you your worth based off of it. And it infuriates me because I have nieces, I have other young women, and to hear them be strangled in the same bullshit we were strangled with as children, that allowed us to be in relationships for too long because we're being loyal out of number count.
Well, that's a good point, you know.
We're not even taking that.
That's a good point, you know.
When you place these pressures on people, and they find themselves in situations, they're not making the best decisions for themselves. They're doing it based on how you judge them and still have to live with the facts.
I'm not going to lie, yeah? I respect what she's saying, but there's a bag of hypocrisy in it. Because when women want to select men, right? Yeah. And men have to go out, and I'm generalizing, so I'm not picking on Monique or Martha. When men have to go and do shit to basically create shit, to get shit, right? You lot are not looking at your preference.
Wait.
Right?
Look, Konya, the thing is, the thing is,
hold on. No, hold on, right? Hold on.
Yeah, go on.
Let me put it to you in a simple way, yeah? As I've said before, you lot own the gateway to sex. We own the gateway to marriage, right? So if we're, and please, nobody take this in a disrespectful manner. I'm just coming up with a mad example. If we're going into Tesco's and there's 10 different types of baked beans on offer, we want the best version of the baked beans. It is what the general consensus of what us men want, right? We are telling you what we are looking for. We do value purity. We do value women that don't have crazy body counts, right? And you're telling us that we're not allowed to have a preference. Our preference.
No one told you that.
Hold on a second. Let me finish. Right? We're allowed a preference. Our preferences for most men, not adult males, not boys. I'm talking. Are you a man, Martha? Last time I checked, you weren't a man. Right? For most men, our preferences are not women with high body counts. There comes trauma with that. There comes other things where they've made bad decisions or good decisions. That's not what we want. I'm telling you what we don't want. So for the simple fact of the matter is, you're disregarding it. Remember, what comes easy is not respected in this world. What comes hard is respected. For a man to conquer a woman or have a woman, it is harder than a woman to get a man. Yes, make sure you understand that. So when we're saying we like women that make good decisions, we like women that respect and value themselves, like my two friends on this meeting, on this podcast right now, right, who don't have mad high body counts, right? Don't come and give us all of that. We're telling you what we want. If you don't like what we want, then you know what? Unfortunately, most men are going to walk past you because we're not going to see value in that. The same way you value and want certain things from men, and men need to stop with their foolishness. We need to act better. We need to do better by our women, right? We need to commit when we finally chosen a woman and do them right. You lot also need to understand what we want. It goes both ways.
So a question, yeah? So question, right? Because it sounds like what you're saying, that on both sides, right? So men and women have requirements.
But I said this already, though. I said my point. I said men have a preference of this.
But what I'm trying to say, yeah. So men and women have requirements, right? So the question is whether it's acceptable that in the different requirements we have, there is leeway for because essentially, if in one topic, right? So in terms of body counts, men are saying like, listen, I don't want a high body count because of I don't want one, right? Yeah, that's a preference, right? You don't want one. There's no real science behind it. I don't want a high body count, right? But in other aspects, women turn around and say, I don't want a broke man. I don't want a man who don't have his own shit together, who don't want this, who don't want that, which is a preference as well, right? But
no.
Are women allowed to have that?
So we're not talking about preference, right? So we do this all the time. So there's two things here. We can't take macro arguments and then try to bring them to a micro level. We're talking about a macro argument. We're not talking about preference. Preference is a micro argument. Here, I like someone who is 6 foot tall. That is not a anybody who is under 6'2" is a waste man. My preference is someone who is 6 foot. Someone who is not 6 foot is not a waste man. Do you understand? You can prefer a girl who has a low body count, right? Mm-hmm. But a girl, but we're not talking about that, because on a macro level, what you're saying is women who have high body counts are hoes. That's not the same thing.
No one said that.
Okay. So it's the judgment. It's the judgment, yeah.
Wait, so let her finish.
So that's why I'm saying. We're not talking about the preference level. So it's not a case of me not listening to men. One. Secondly, we're talking about a feat, and this is the thing that we do all the time, right? We are talking about something that we talked about. We've identified a question and we identified a hypocrisy. We are not saying there are not hypocrisies in other areas. So we're not going to try and now water down our argument, talk about, oh yeah, but women, you are hypocrites over here. That's not the argument that we're having. We are talking about the argument here on the hypocrisy of this thing. And so the reason why it's problematic.
I said that Monique was a hypocrite. That's what I said. As part of your statement.
Sorry, when did you call me hypocrite?
You weren't here. Wait.
When you froze.
Okay, let's come back.
Part of your argument was hypocrisy. That's what I was calling out.
No, it wasn't. But anyway.
I said that part of her. Sorry, go on. Apologies. Go on.
Right. Now, this is why it's problematic, and this is the point that I'm saying is problematic. Right? Everybody is programmed. We are all programmed and conditioned. So you see this preference, yeah, that men are going with. There's no man here that's gonna sit down and say we want someone with a high body count. That is because there is a judgment behind it. And I'm not saying that there aren't going to be some people that, even if there wasn't a judgment behind it, are not going to have a difficulty with it, yeah, or not going to like it. But on a grand scale thing, we have decided, right, that there's certain things that we do. Women having sex with multiple partners as a whole has a negative judgment of it. Therefore, as a whole, men are now going around and having issue with women that go that. That's not a solely, I just prefer, like, so all that stuff that...
No, that's true. I agree, Marv. That's true.
That's why and that's what I'm talking about. So I'm saying that's why, and let me let you understand why that's problematic, yeah? Because there were times, there's so many things in history where there is examples of things that were done. No blacks, no Irish, no nothing. So those people were going around the street saying, we don't like those people. They were decisions that they were making every day. I just have a preference. I just prefer not to be around those sorts of people, right?
Yeah.
That was a universal thing. It was a problem. So this is why I'm saying this hypocrisy thing that yes, even though it's an unwritten rule, yes, even though it's got legacy, we can't just let it go and let it be done, because as you are saying, people are making decisions of it. You have now decided, and think about it. Even, okay, let's give Ponzi's argument. Okay, we are the gatekeepers of sex, right? Like take out people who are actually stupid. Do you genuinely think, we are out here? Do you genuinely think we are out here saying to ourselves, right? Oh, actually, let me just have sex with you. So do you not think that you men have also, so remember, you're trying to persuade us to have sex with you as well. So part of that, I'll put my hand up. I do make good decisions. Yes, fine. So what about that? I might not be out there going out there and sleeping whatever, but do you think I've never been hoodwinked? Do you think there's not a guy that's never hoodwinked me, even though I have all my senses, even though I have everything? So now this guy who has hoodwinked me, somehow all of a sudden, master me. I make bad choices. I'm the problem because I had sex with somebody who hoodwinked me.
No, that's not the problem.
No, but hold on.
Men have to do, and I also said some stuff earlier, and I did say men have to do better, right? Because if in an ideal world, if men are doing the right things and they're looking for their right people and we're sourcing our right queen, and you are also judging looking at, you're making men know what you want from them too, and we're coming together, you shouldn't be in that problem, right? One of the things though, unfortunately for some dickhead men, they just like being conquerors. So they're gonna take the piss, they're gonna lie to you, to tell you whatever it is to get the pum-pum. Unfortunately, I don't rate them, man. I don't respect them, man. And those are not high value men and high quality men around in today's society. Okay, it doesn't mean that you're alone. It doesn't mean that your quality is being diminished because of that. What it is when you get past a certain point and you keep on getting all of them foolishness there, yeah, clearly you're not there has to be a level of accountability. So clearly you have to look in yourself and think, Martha, this keeps on happening to you. It's happened to you 15 times, 20 times for some idiot men. Maybe I shouldn't go for the bad boy. Maybe I should try, you know what, go for a decent quality man that has certain things. Let me have a certain standard.
Try church boy.
So take accountability. The same way, Will, my brethren, if I've done something wrong, he'd be like, Kaj, you need to sort this out. You know what? I take accountability. I sit back and relax and goes, you know what? All right, brother, I'll sort this out then. Cool, rare. I need to do better. You're right. Take accountability. I am not saying there's not pussy old man out there. Pardon my language, everyone. Right? There is. But at the same time, it gets to a point where a woman has to G-check herself.
100%.
Mark, wait.
This too.
Mon,
I want to understand.
I want to go back to the hypocrisy of Monique. Sorry, I want to go to the part by which Jesus took me out of the conversation because he knew. So can we go back?
Well, Mon wants to know what she was being hypocritical about.
There was no hypocritical. Nothing that she said was hypocritical.
I didn't hear it personally. I didn't hear anything hypocritical. But
she was talking about how we can't. Was it like how men are not allowed to judge? Please, I might be wrong. I will have to go back and listen.
Men are not allowed. You can do what you like.
You said a lot. Hold on. You said a lot. Let's be honest. You said a lot. You
right.
went from Monique P to like Miss P or Pastor P, right? Yes, remember that, yeah? Pastor P. But there was something about you feel that it's disrespectful that if a man judges a woman if she's got a high body count, but it's unfair if it's the other way around and all that kind of stuff. Right?
No. Right. Let me summarize. All right. What she was saying, right, is basically, by the sound of the discussion and the points you were making, is a woman is written off for for making what is considered by men to be bad decisions, right? Mm-hmm. So she's written off, whereas men are given multiple chances, not only to make bad decisions, but also celebrated and they can live a prosperous life through bad decisions. Yes, and so what she was saying is like that's basically like an injustice, right? Because that's double standards. And the fact is, there is no person on this earth who should judge another person by their own standards or impose their standards on someone else.
Well, also, I'm taking the fact the only point by which I even take as a valid argument is when someone is here saying, oh, someone needs to be pure, so does the other side. It's not a one-way system. So if it means so much for you for a woman to be that way, that standard is still applicable to the man. If not, holds the man even higher as the head. As we keep referring to gender roles and the likes as the head.
You don't understand.
I listen. No. I listen to you.
So understand that. Understand. We like pum pum.
Your preference is your preference.
Hold on a second.
Understand. Classify my worth as a human being.
Understand. Yeah, but okay. So we're not. So
hypocrisy.
You've got a high body count, right? The 3.67 billion men on the planet, barring the ones too old, too young, and gay, right? And whatever gender they are, right? Then more than likely, majority of them ain't gonna pick you.
Yeah, but
your number, brother, Rasta, what are you talking about? Men in general, go and ask every man that's listening to this podcast.
We just had a conversation.
Hold on.
Wait.
A man who just took back his wife.
But every man, and I'm going to.
Did I finish talking to begin with?
Hold on. I'm going to ask.
I can't make the point short though. Make the point short.
Yeah,
make the point short.
And then I'm going to shut up, right? Because I realize time is ticking too, right? For everybody listening, man, that's listening on this podcast right now, please, on the Instagram page, please do me a favor. Tell us, yes or no, if you prefer a woman with a high body count or a low body count.
And women, when you also enter your comment,
I know enough man.
Please highlight
with well-known, apparently hoes who are their baby mothers and they're in relationships.
Bam! And their sisters.
Man that are there.
Are they married? Are they married?
And their sisters.
They're married.
Are they married? How many men do you know have married a hoe?
Hold on.
Wait.
Hang on a second, yeah.
The question as well, though. The question as well, though, yeah. The question is skewed, yeah. There's a difference between man knowing a girl's got a high body count and a girl having a high body count. And I wouldn't even bet. I wouldn't even bet money on it, yeah. To say that whatever number a lot of chicks out there tell you, that ain't the number, right?
No, and who's telling you a number anyway?
No, but that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it goes back to my earlier point. Yeah, the whole point of the ambiguity. Yeah, deep down, man, them don't want to know, right? That question is not a question that we want to answer to because the ambiguity is what keeps us sane and interacted in the situation. Very few men are going to be able to confidently, right, outside of like you know, they bust the virginity or whatever, yeah. Very few men are going to be able to confidently say, yeah, I'm comfortable knowing, like, as in legit knowing that my partner has got a high body count. Very, very few men are going to do that.
You expect a woman to sit there and also suck in and take in the same thing. I don't understand why you don't seem to think it is a one-way situation. When you are telling us you've had half of South London, if not 3/4 of South London, and we got to sit there, take it, roll it in, and just take it on the chin. Do you not think that's a whole process too? No, do you not think that affects the way that we see you too?
I understand. How did they
get the moment?
Additional that though. But remember, you need to understand how, and this is the part that you really need to contextualize. How easy, if a man is able to get 3/4 of South London, for argument's sake, how hard is it for him to obtain that? How hard is it for a woman to obtain that? It's two different things.
No one cares.
No, they do care. They do, because if you're gonna
care. Men are always on this.
Listen, certain men of a certain standard and a certain age, yeah, we can kind of tell if a woman's a hoe to a degree. We have this innate feeling. Same way you lot got your female intuition, right? Same way you lot got your intuition, which definitely works. We got a little bit too. We've got like a hoe detector to a degree, even if we don't want to admit it to ourselves. And then the other thing is what we've got is a sense of like protection. That's kind of like our intuition, right? Aaron, brother, please come in because Rasta, this is crazy to me.
When you're calling on Aaron for help.
Man, this is Aaron, I beg you, bro. Like,
listen, bro, I've backed you the whole way through though, yeah. If everything said, I agree with you 100%, yeah. I'm saying, like, from my point of view, is that this whole numbers game, and I'll stick down to my point. It's a preference of a man. As Con said, we look at the long-term visions of the situation. It's an investment piece, isn't it? We look at it like, right, can we take this and run with it, and now they're going to imply the same logic to our daughters and to our sons. Yeah. And
you see the point you're making, yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I know some women that slept with 16 man, 15, 17, 20 man, yeah. I know women say like 50 man. I wouldn't take the women seriously around my kids. Or I'll have kids with them, because I see it as a case of I don't know what kind of
but
into my children.
But the point is, yeah, as the point I'm trying to figure out, yeah, is again, there's a difference between knowing, right, and wanting, right? So a man wants a woman with low body count. It doesn't mean you get a woman with low body count, right? A woman could sleep with. Hang on a second. Let me finish. Hang on a second.
Wait, hold on. Let me jump on that point. I'm talking now, yeah. Like, I disagree with you fully there, because if I can ask you the question, innit? If you didn't tell me your body count's 3,
yeah,
it's 3, innit? Yeah.
Yeah. Until it's 300.
You tell me your body count's 25, it's 25.
But it's if I tell you, if she tells you it's 3, right, and it's 300. You only understand the 3, and you're going to base your whole life around 3, right?
Cool.
But when you're on road,
and then if I find out that it's
she's getting the looks, yeah, it's like, do you understand? Like you're building comfort around the number.
Then I will know, bro. Then I will know, yeah. If I keep going, oh yeah, so I will soon find out that those 3 turn to 6, turn to 12, turn to 18. Skedaddle.
No, but my point is, yeah, you're building your comfort around a number, basically, right? Which is why I was saying the whole point of around it comes down to ego and whatever. You don't want to know, right? And then the number that makes you feel comfortable is a low number. That's what every man wants, a low number. It doesn't mean that factually that number is true.
Number down to your perception, though.
So what I don't understand is, why isn't the main concern that she hasn't already met the love of her life? Why is your main concern that she hasn't met the one who changed how she views the universe?
I'll tell you what,
talking to her,
and it didn't work out, and as such, everything else is just a pale.
Because she's too busy testing the waters, isn't it? She's too busy chopping up.
You finish. You coming? Why is that not the main concern? Not that she may have slept with 100 men looking for the one, that she slept with one who took her soul, and now she's with you because you're just there.
You know what? I can't lie. I think modern day feminists is mash up a lot of things, but also I'm gonna put it on, the destruction of, especially in the Black community, right? I think the destruction of the Black family. So there's not balance in raising, because if you're raised right, like my 2 friends on here, right? If you're raised right and you understand, your father's gonna show you how to be treated, right? Like a woman. Your mom's gonna show you how to act like a woman, right? So if you've got both of those things, highly likely, right, and raised right and got the right support and the right examples, you're not going to be a hoe like that.
I'm not gonna lie, yeah. I don't think that this topic even falls into color, if I'm honest, or race or anything like that, right?
I don't think it falls into that. I'm just identifying something within our community, right? That's crazy. But even just in general, a generalization, right? If you've been raised right, the likelihood, I'm not saying there's not an exception to the norm, right? The likelihood, you're not going to be a hoe. You might try to have a little bit, you might test the waters a little bit, but your body count ain't going to be mad high, because you're going to know how to be treated and the reasons why you should be treated in a certain way. You should be... How many women look... Sorry, Aaron, I'm going to finish here, right? I'm done for the day talking. Apologies, right? But how many women... There's bare women, if their dads are good fathers, would like a man of a similar standard, right? And vice versa. I would like a woman who has a similar standard to my mum, because I see good values in her. So if you're raised right, you're going to follow suit. Remember, it's not about always what you've been told, it's what you've also been shown. And if you've been shown these good examples, more than likely, and it's proven in statistics, you're going to end up being married and in long-term standing relationships. So if you've been given that as an example. Done.
Just before Aaron comes in, yeah, if a man has chopped bare things, but is still a good dad, should the daughter then look for a man who chopped bare things because he's a good dad?
the man that chopped bare things, right? The daughter would have never known it. It would have been before that even happened.
Yeah, but he's still done it, bro. Because you're aspiring to be. You're looking for someone like your pops, no?
Let's say that daughter. Let's say that man is a good father, but he's got 10 baby mothers and he's looking after his.
But I'm not making. Sorry,
Nick Cannon.
The point I'm making is in a two-parent household. The point I'm making is in a two-parent household. So it's not. You know what? You.
No, but that's the point. Yeah.
When you're together in a relationship, right, and the dad treats the mum good, and the mum treats the dad good, and all these other things are seen, then that will traditionally breed people who are.
You know what's funny about what you're saying, yeah? What you're funny about what you're saying, yeah, is that if that's the outcome of two people getting together, right, and they manage to raise a child, boy or girl, in a stable, loving household, etc., yeah. When you deep it, the numbers don't even matter. Do you understand?
Look at this.
I would have never chosen you in the first.
But life's changed though, yeah. Life's changed because if you look at it, like we live in a society now where it's about click and collect, innit? And like if you think of it back in the day, yeah, like our grandparents' days, my grandparents, my granddad, your grandparents, whatnot, 60s, 50s, 60s, when they got together, hard to come a bit, whenever got married, say early 30s, whatever, I don't know, right? They was simply doing that, yeah. It was a long-term relationship. My granddad met my grandma. They vibed, yeah. All those years, them two ride that out, yeah. When my granddad passed away, my nan stayed. My nan was a widow. I can't remember which way it goes, but she was that until she passed away, yeah, 100%. What you get now is an element of no one wants to maintain those relationships anymore. And so what happens is the women and the men do a lot of this, yeah? And then we have a society now where it's about the mindset of men still remain quite men. Some men are quite traditional still, yeah? And we still maintain the value of, like, we maintain the levels of how we see. I maintain the levels how my granddad saw my nan in it. And so some men still maintain that. And what's happening in this day and age is that no longer exists, isn't it?
Which part, the men or the women? Which part are you talking about, the men or the women?
Both in all fairness. But as Colin just said here, that it's all about the quick fix and the quick hookups, isn't it? You know, it's the quick fix now. And generally, like from a male's perspective, I saw my granddad and my nan just doing that together in the year. There's one woman, one man, that was it.
You know what's so funny, yeah?
And so, let me land, innit?
Go on.
So where my granddad passed away from, like I was 12, my granddad passed away in his 60s, 70s. So where I've seen my nan, obviously my granddad passed away, she's been solo, no other guys come around her, she just lived her life, you know, just chilled out, lived here, went back to Jamaica, done that. She's just been herself. She hasn't been active. Obviously, it's different era in it, yeah? But what you see now is I maintain that. So I see that in my nan, I see in my aunties. So I'm like, okay, cool. So that's how, like, I perceive a woman in that respect should be in it, yeah? So when we have a complete flip of that script, for me as a man, it's like, but no, like, it shouldn't be that. It shouldn't be a case of mad numbers of body counts and mad, because I wasn't raised like that. I wasn't raised where my flipping grandma was doing mad numbers, innit? So I haven't seen that. So for me as a man of 38, when it comes to if I was single or meeting girls or whatever, and the woman says, oh yeah, flipping, or like she's been with, say, I don't know, whatever number it may be, that's a madness to me. Like, obviously, I can understand that obviously of a certain age bracket, so we're going to be doing this thing anyway. But when it gets to certain numbers, certain teens, 20s, 30s, 40s, it's crazy, because I haven't grown up to see that. So it doesn't make any sense to have women who are like mad active like that based off of my own visions of my grandma and the women in my family from as young, but
So I guess the point you're making is you see the world through the lens that you was raised in, right? So your grandparent, what you saw is what your template of the world is essentially, right? In
yeah,
short,
100%.
yeah.
So I agree with that. So my point is, so as much as the society thinks that there's this big push on women should be this type of way and women should, I agree with it 100% because, like, as I said before at the beginning of this pod, I don't see it as a case of this promiscuity and all that you're allowed to do it. I don't believe in it. I don't believe that women should put themselves through, like, as many pointed out as well, multiple bodies in terms of soul connections, all that stuff, like all that interconnecting souls and all that. Yeah, that all can play a part in future relationships with someone else, isn't it? So the less of that there is in relationships, from more for woman's perspective, it makes better relationships for the future. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, because there's a whole, like, without getting to the madness, the technicalities, isn't it? But the man entered the woman, isn't it? So all that entering the body and all that kind of stuff, like it all messes up some kind of messes all the spiritual, all that stuff. I don't know enough about it, but I know it does something to do with all that in it. So all of that kind of body connections and that, it just doesn't bode well for, in my opinion, future relationships.
Just before Mon comes in, so again, just to summarize your point is around traditional lens of what women should be like based on your how you was raised, right, and what your grandma and your parents, etc. did, yeah. In short,
100%. It's not just about my grandparents. It's just a case of how I as a man place women in my life and how I perceive them to be. I don't perceive women to be sexual creatures, in it, like where they're not there to be conquered, in it. Do you get what I'm saying?
Where do you get your view as a man?
Yeah, I was going to say that's the point. It's where you got your
where
do you get
your ideology of what it is to be a man from?
Yeah, where I get it from?
Yeah,
myself. I kind of took my routes around me and then built out my own.
From your environment.
Yeah, my environment.
Yeah. So that's the point is, yeah, is because one of the things, these kind of discussions, what's funny about them is like people speak about them like almost like they're factual, isn't it?
Like they're universal truths.
And the fact is, yeah, programmed. We're in a generation where these kids are literally wild, right? But they're wild in our context. To them, they're normal. We're the one calling them wild because what they're doing and how they're operating is wild to us based on the environment we grew up. Do you know what I'm saying? Based on what we consider to be normal. Do you know what I'm saying? So the whole kind of the whole kind of ecosystem, yeah, is built around each person's or each generation's foundations of environment, right? And we're like, for example, when you talk about like our grandparents, our parents, that generation, yeah, when you deep it, yeah, it was based around the fact that women are in the kitchen and women are house people and etc., right? So the idea was that women are in the house and men are out there doing what they're doing. But the fact is, yes, in those generations, people stuck around more, right? As in they stuck it out more. But it doesn't mean that there was a good relationships. Exactly. I'm saying it just means that they stuck around more. I agree. As in breaking up back then, right, was seen as a taboo to break up, and it looked as a failure. 100%. Right? It looked more as a failure for women than it did for men. Do you know what I'm saying? So people stuck together. In fact, so women stuck to it.
That doesn't deflect my point. No, I'm trying to make to you.
But I'm trying to say your point is from your personal perspective in the sense of how you was brought up.
But I'm saying it in terms of like the whole relationships back then and that, and how relationships are viewed now. Even if you look back at our school days, yeah, when we was in school, right? We was calling girls Jezzies in school from the age of 12, 13 years old, bro. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but why?
Why? Because
Most people didn't even know what the word meant, bruv. People were just
So.
saying it because it was like coercive, like
Is it-
starting to
is
call
it
people.
what?
If you're a Jezzy, it's derogatory. It was disrespect.
Yeah, it was just to say it like, yeah, I'm just like, I'm gonna disrespect
it
you.
was a cuss. It was always a cuss. It's been said time and
Would it
time
be-
again. Man, are you a gallus? Gallus is not negative in our society. If a man's a
Yeah.
gallus, that means you can get bare gal, because to get bare gal, it takes hard work, right? For a woman to be a hoe, right, or Jezebel or a
It
scary,
sounds easy. Yeah, it sounds easy.
It's easier to obtain, right?
Yeah.
But it goes back to your point, though, Con.
Every
It goes
woman
back to your point you said earlier.
and see if they will sleep with him, right?
Mon,
and see what happens.
Mon, what was you gonna say?
I didn't have anything to say. I think my hand was up from before.
Oh, seen. All right. Last words, man.
I've said my piece.
Start with me.
Yeah, go on, Mon. Last words. Pastor P.
I would like to hope that people have been invigorated to raise their children to be able to look themselves in the mirror and be comfortable with decisions that they have made, and that personal responsibility starts from the very, very beginning. What we're not going to do is make excuses, but what we're not also going to do is condemn. And at no point should a woman require another woman to be less than in order for them to be valued. And it's something I will never, ever, ever be okay with among my fellow females.
Valued by who, though?
Anyone.
By who? So, okay. So you're saying that a woman that potentially, please just get me right in saying, a woman, if she has been promiscuous in the past, you're not happy if a man or another woman thinks she's of less value?
No, we're not happy if you say, oh, I haven't been promiscuous, and therefore you are less value because you've been promiscuous. So using the fact of the decisions and the way I've decided to live my life as a weapon against other women.
Agreed.
Against other women, okay. Do you know how?
Well, at the very least, and from this conversation, what we have understood is, ladies, we only have ourselves.
Okay, well,
let's be the change that we want to see, and hopefully men will also look at us and take that example and start to live and walk in their truth and what they expect of us. Maybe they'll start doing themselves.
I mean, what I would say is, yeah, like if you want to do it at a basic level, there is preference. Cons, there are men out there that will wifey, marry, sleep with, do a family with so-called hoes, right? So there is someone for everybody in this planet is out there, right? So maybe Lori Harvey ain't married, but she's collecting high-value men. So this whole idea about this bank account, there's men out there that are still going to be taking her. And that's the point, right? So
she's not wife material.
Hold on, wait. She's not wifey material for you. She's not wifey material for you.
Wait. Can we all be serious right now? Can we also... Sorry to cut you. Can we be serious right now? If Lori Harvey turned up at your door, okay, not as is comfortably together, as is Will, singles, right? Let's go back into single mindsets, not negativity. And she turned up at your door. You're really going to tell her, nah, boo, you ain't wifey. It's just going to be for tonight. And then don't talk crap.
Yes.
If you're in London, London decided tomorrow that she wanted to be for the streets.
You know how I'm telling you now. Don't tell me. I'm a man. Guess what? You're not a man.
No. But
you're not a man. No, hold on. She's answering a question, right? Guess what?
Let him talk.
You're not a man, innit? You are not a man. I am telling you. Even on social media, men have been looking at Damson Idris like he's a madman. Right? So you can say whatever. Yes, so you know what? Some low value man who's, you know what, punching above his weight. Hold on, man. That thinks he's punching above his weight might wifey her, right? And what Martha said, you're saying no, but guess what?
What I'm saying no to, Con.
Let him land.
You've got one of these.
Wait. Make the point. Make the short point, though. Keep the point short, though.
No, but hold on, right? Because you ain't got one of these. Right? I do.
We can't see it.
Right? Okay, I'll turn my blur off for you to see it. Right?
What, so we ain't got a water bottle?
Right? Right? Yeah? The point being, if she turned up at my house right now, I would 100% beat. And I'll be wearing a
conspiracy.
Hold on, and let me finish.
One man.
Rastafari Selassie Jah. Listen, you're making me turn into a yardie. Stop it. Right? I'm telling you, most of the man them are.
No.
Listen, stop.
All right, say the point, man. Get to the
But
point.
trying to get the way, but my mother will let him.
You
Trying to get there.
Most of the man them will beat. Most of the man them won't marry. There's a big difference. We may even do a 2-year relationship for the fun, for the exercise. We're not marrying you.
Okay, so cons. One, my problem with this is two things, right? This is my problem. I've talked to and see he keeps on doing it, and then you talk about a preference. He keeps on adding value. Oh, a low value man will do it. Because again, we're taking a macro level. So we've accepted of the hypocrisy of the man, because you are acting like this is a universal truth, not a man-made truth. No.
It's not for the man them.
Let her finish.
My days. She's not a man. She don't get it, bro.
Let her finish though.
No. I fully get it. The point is, conspiracy, I fully get it. I've got it from the beginning. Do you know what? I would respect all of you more if, rather than hiding behind the fact that you're a man, you said we are a man and our ego hurts. If you were telling me now, you said it. What you've used rather than ego is legacy. What you have used rather than saying what it really is, you've used other words. So don't give me that bullshit. Say, as a man, we want to believe that women are a certain standard because this is what we think and feel because of our egos, and this is the type of women that we want.
Fairness, I've already said that.
Yes, that's it is.
You're not a man. You're not a man.
Will said it.
We go 100%. Will 100%. But the biggest thing is we want women that make good decisions.
Conspiracy.
Decisions.
You.
No, man. Will right now. You don't get to decide. I can leave my child with my partner because he makes good decisions. Because she's a good woman.
Which has nothing to do with how many men she slept with.
It
does. It
doesn't.
Some decisions
No,
with
it doesn't.
It does matter though.
No.
100%.
Wait, one at a time.
Bro, I'm done.
Wait.
I can't try to get the mind of a woman.
No, you keep missing the point.
You don't miss the point. He's hitting it on the head.
No, he hasn't. Wait, listen.
One at a time.
I've been listening.
Listen. No, you've not. Listen, this is the point. No, hold on. Men have decided. Now, there's a difference. You know how many times Will said, do you actually want a woman with a low body count, or do you just want a woman who's told you she's had a low body count? Do you know how much times he said that? The point is, I haven't finished. You have decided, you think that a woman who hasn't slept with lots of women means she can make good decisions, and you think that equates to she'll be able to look after my child, she'll be able to do all this, and if she doesn't. That's not a fact. That's my point. That's my point about the difference. So I am not disputing that you as men have decided that the gold standard is if a woman doesn't sleep with lots of men, that means she makes good decisions. I'm not disputing
that's not the case.
I'm not disputing it. What I'm saying is there's a difference between you thinking that and that being a fact. That's my point.
Okay, the algorithm is skewed. And so that's only one part that we take into consideration when we're finding a life partner. So it's not. But you're saying it's a fact, right? You're saying it's all a fact. There's other things in which we take into consideration. Every man's algorithm is slightly different in what we're looking for in a partner. But if you can demonstrate, especially if you're a highly attractive woman, but if you can demonstrate making good decisions, it can also filter into other areas. A disciplined individual, right, is of high value. A disciplined man that knows, for example, you know what, there's certain things I shouldn't eat at this time because it's going to make me gain weight, lose weight, shows, okay, let me forget that example. When you're disciplined, it goes into other areas of your life, right? Period. If you're disciplined with the most sacred thing that you have, which is your body, and you implement that, that will naturally trickle down to other areas of your life. For example, Martha, you make good decisions. Martha, you're not a hoe. Martha, you're a good woman. Martha, you went to university and you studied and you ensured that you know what you did.
Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question, right? I'm going to throw out a question here, yeah? And it could just be a quick fire question, right? that good woman with a low body count, right? If she's good at having sex, yeah, how did she gain that experience?
With me on holiday in Santorini, with me.
What with you one? As in you met her and
Republic,
wait,
in
hang on.
Atlanta,
And you met her.
in
You
Peckham.
met her and she's good at having sex. Yeah, how did she get that?
She may have had a long-standing relationship,
Bro.
If no, but it's true. No, but you know what? I would rather, and I know other men who are like this. I'd rather. Okay, she's not she's not A1. I will teach her, bro.
Mm-hmm.
We will go buy the Kama Sutra book. We will do all of that. I'm involved, right? But if you're a 6 at head, you'll be a 10 by the time we're 35. 40.
All right, let's conclude though. Let's wrap this up. Wrap this up, man. Let's wrap this up.
Can we just also add that we were discussing earlier on the fact that there is a whole married man whose wife has been unfaithful multiple times and has decided to take that wife back.
He had issues though.
To stop. Do not.
He ain't a man. He's not a man. He's got a vagina.
No, listen. You can't diminish what it is. It's his preference.
No, it's not preference.
His wife is his preference.
Right, exactly.
It was his preference.
His wife
he wanted a train.
He's dumb.
Bro,
dumb.
it's his choice. You can't judge him for wanting a train.
We know. Hey, Will, don't try it. You know he's an idiot. Aaron knows he's an idiot. Saying, because he's Chew on this, you're being thought-provoking.
No, listen. Legit. The fact is, yeah. Wait, hang on a second. Yeah. The fact is this, yeah. You've got people, that strong, right? Let's pull up. One second. You've got people, married people, yeah, with partners who are legit, whose partners are legit opening up OnlyFans, yeah, and they're still married, bro. Yeah. You got married people,
they're pussy old.
and this applies. This is more from a male perspective.
Yeah? Never do that, yeah.
No, but pull up. We talking about good decisions and bad decisions. Yeah, you can't pick and choose.
Bad decision, bro.
Married people,
and
right?
my wife will get dumped.
As men, famous people who you want to call high value people, they're making decisions.
Thank you.
And they're sitting back and saying, huh?
Name one.
There's loads of it.
Name one, bruv. OnlyFans is only famous because of famous people, bro.
High value and high earnings.
Sorry. Come on, let's be serious. OnlyFans is only famous because of famous people. Let's not bullshit, bro.
Yeah, but he's got a point.
No random chick from the end, yeah.
There's high value and high earner. Yeah.
We're not going to be
so high. You won't see Beyonce on OnlyFans, bro. You won't see Beyonce on OnlyFans.
Oh God,
bruv, that's different, man. Come on, man.
There we go.
Aaron,
come on, man. You lot are essing, man. You lot are essing,
president. Aaron for prime minister.
The thing is, yeah, you lot are tying good decisions.
No, I'm not tying nothing into it,
bruv. You're tying good decisions.
Wait. You're saying about OnlyFans, yeah? Mm-hmm. I'm saying to you, like high value and high earner are two different things. What Con's saying.
Oh, now all of a sudden,
Beyonce will not be an OnlyFans. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking. What's that girl's name? Iggy Azalea will be an OnlyFans because she's a high earner. She's not high value. It's different.
To who? High value to who though?
Huh?
High value to who? Listen, because you know what, yeah. Whenever let's go back to 1 second, yeah. When you get married, yeah, the person you're marrying them because they're value to you. You're not marrying them because everyone else has rated them and said, "Oh yeah, you know what, I'm going to marry that." They're value to you. Do you understand? So when you say someone is a high value, Beyonce to how many people might be high value, but to a load of other people, no one gives to. People might say, I prefer Rihanna or something, right? Right?
Come on, bro.
No, hang on a second. Con, let me finish. Right? Beyonce might be high value to you because she doesn't do OnlyFans, yeah? But Rihanna is high value to other men, and she's got Fenty, and she does that Amazon launch every couple months or whatever it is, yeah, flaunting herself on the tick. But that's her business. But the fact is, she's still high value. She's still considered high value. OnlyFans is no different, right? People can go on there, and people are on there, right? And they're still married to high value people or high net worth people.
I don't know if you can put Rihanna's Fenty brand, a brand that she makes.
Bruv, you're just rating the brand, bruv. You're just rating the brand. The fact is, yeah, if you go on her page right now, she's there in her lingerie, right? She's still considered high value.
Bro, but she's there in her lingerie. Fam. She sells underwear.
So
what do you think?
That's the product.
What do you think that she's doing? What
so what does bro? What's OnlyFans? Is OnlyFans not a product?
That's her product, bro.
Is OnlyFans not a product? Is OnlyFans not a product?
What?
Is OnlyFans not a product?
OnlyFans not products.
No. You missed my point here, innit?
Are they products? Yes or no, bruv?
She's selling a product which is a brand, isn't it? Her brand Fenty. That's what she's selling on OnlyFans, isn't it?
So they're selling the same pictures. You've looked at
they're selling the same pictures on OnlyFans, bro.
You've looked at someone on OnlyFans in the bikini. What's the difference?
Bro, what's the difference?
It's not a product, though, is it? It's not a product.
What's the difference?
Get out of here, bro.
It's their brand.
It's not a brand.
People are subscribing.
Anyway,
mad confused.
Listen,
William,
yeah.
my issue here is overall in everything that I've heard, right? Everything that I've heard and that we've said and what we've come through, my issue is the sweeping statements that have become universal truths because of a particular gender's perspective, and the way that they're saying women should be held accountable or for all of these things that they're doing and what it is, but somehow men don't have to be held to the same levels of accountability because of some unwritten spoken law manifesto thing from her ancient time, again, that men made up.
That's why.
Let me say something. No, men may not make a nothing, right? Let me say something, yeah? Just to back Con's point again, right? I'm going to take...
Men made it up, bruv. Bruv, men made it up, man. Come on, man.
See men like lions, yeah?
Bruh, women didn't write the Bible, you know?
Them man run the pride, yeah?
Bruh.
Lions run the pride. They've got women in the pride.
We're not lions.
No, but it's the same principles.
Bruv, you are...
All of you keep them at
you're clutching, man.
And you know what? And even if men did say it, yeah? Even if men did say it, there is nothing wrong with that. Because you lot, especially in today's day and age, you lot have so many rules, the type of things that you want, your preferences and all the rest of it, right? You're going on like we're not allowed.
Some women.
Pardon? Some women. You don't have a preference.
Oh, come on. Every single one.
Oh my day.
Everyone has a preference.
Good night. I'm going to the gym.
A high list.
I'm going to the gym. I'm going to the gym. Martha, I'm going to phone you.
You said a high.
This ain't done. Where's my Bluetooth? Man, them. Love you lot, everybody. Martha, Monique, peace. Martha, we'll catch up tomorrow. We got a meeting. Will, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Love the likes. Aaron, my G. President, I put it in the chat. Aaron for president. I'm gone. I'm going to the gym. Peace. Love you lot. Peace.
Oh, man.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us for the latest episode of Chew on This. Big shout out to everyone on the panel. Let us know your thoughts about today's discussion. Does a woman's body count really matter? And if so, why does the number of men a woman has slept with matter more than the number of women a man has slept with? Or is this just another example in society where men indirectly try and control a woman's body? Let us know your thoughts in the comments or at ChewOnThis LDN for both Twitter and Instagram. But for now, for myself and the rest of the team, until next time, we're out.